Welcome back, everybody. What we're going to do is we are going to be making figure 741 dovetail slide from our multi-view level 2 packet. So from here, I'm going to look at this object, and remember I might look at it a different way than you do, so I'm probably going to start this the way I see best, and you might have a different way of starting, but hopefully anything that you learn from this video will help you fix it and change it to make it all correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a sketch of the whole front of this object. So I'm just going to go for the whole unit and start making some lines. I've got 4.5 across, and then we have the full height of 2.25. Alright, so from there I'm just going to fill in the rest of the space. I'm just going to make it a big rectangle, and then I'm going to start taking some of the information off of that. I'm going to look at the corner. Both these corners are the same, and it's 3/4 inch in, and I know it's 45 degrees. So I can just use that to go 0.75 over, and I'm going to go 0.75 down because I know both sides on a 45-degree triangle is exactly the same. So I've got one of that over there. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And I have both my angles set up for the top two corners. I'm then going to go ahead and look on the bottom here. So we come in 1 inch, then I have 2.5, so I'm just going to make those two lines. So I'm going to go in 1 inch, and then I'm going to go 2.5, and that's going to set me up for my basic shape. Now it also says a 1/2 inch up, and there's another line that goes across. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to make two angled lines here with a line across in between them. So they're not going to, I'm going to try to make sure they don't lock onto anything, and then I can go ahead and I can dimension them. So if I click on the line, click it here, I can make this 60 degrees. Click on this line, click on the bottom, I go 60 degrees again. Click on this line, I click on the bottom line, I can make that my 0.5 or 1/2 inch. So there we go, I've got the bottom part set up, I've got those two angles set up, and let's see if this will actually extrude. Sometimes when you don't have just the shapes of your, or lines of your shape, you might have it try to extrude everything, but this time it went ahead and just extruded the shape I wanted. So I'm going to go 2 5/16. So 2 space 5/16, enter, and I have just the big block of my generic shape. Next, what I want to do is I'm going to do an extrusion cut to push this top part back so I only have that thin back part. So on the front, I'm going to make another sketch. I'm going to go project geometry, so the yellow lines show up all the way around my object, and the front part's 1 inch from the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go 1, enter, and that's where I'm going to start. So it doesn't really matter how big my rectangle is that I'm going to make to cut this with. So I'm just going to have it hang over the outside just to show that I can have it be bigger than my object. Extrude. Oh, I wanted to pick one part, not the other. Let's make sure we get the correct part. Make sure it's a cut. And we are keeping 5/8. So we already had it set at 2 5/16. Why don't we just go ahead and subtract 5/8 from that? And there we go. Now all I have left is that circle that is on top. So I'm going to create a sketch on that surface, project geometry, so I can use that when I'm drawing. It is 2.25 over, so 2.25, and then I'm going to go in 7/8, 7 divided by 8, and that's where the center of my circle is. So now all I have to do is look, and it says that it's a 15/16 drill, so that's the size of the hole. So I'm just going to type in 15 divided by 16, hit enter, and I have the size of the hole. So all I have to do is I'm going to extrude that hole, have it cut through, hit OK, and there you go, there's our shape. Thanks for watching.